Welcome to this 30-minute Hatha Yoga Chakra flow. This is a prop lift class. So we're going to start by resting back for some centering. Just begin by letting the weight of your body sink into the earth. And then you're going to inhale, breathe up from the base of your spine, the back and base of your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. And then you're going to exhale down the front of your spine, all the way down to the base of your spine again. So it's a little visualization. Inhale up the back of your spine. Over the crown of your head, exhale down the front of your spine to the base of your spine. And just let that flow. You don't have to stress about it too much. Just imagine it flowing. Think, feel, imagine, pretend that it's happening. So we're continuing with our Radiance Sutras. We're on verse 6. Continue with your breathing. Trace the river of life that flows through you, the luxuriously rising energies, gradually touching each of the centers along the spine. Savor every shimmer of color along the way. Enter each area tenderly, loving as you go. Finally, gently dissolving into the crown of the head. Then, in the space above the head, a dawning of awareness. So from here, you're going to have your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You're going to inhale, you're going to roll up through your spine as you exhale up into bridge pose. And then you inhale at the top and exhale, roll back down. So we're starting with the root chakra. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to roll up through your spine. Root chakra at the base of your spine. Rooted and grounded, color is red. We're going to add on, you're going to inhale. Exhale, you're going to reach your right arm over to the left. And roll back down. And you're going to exhale, roll up, reach your left arm over to the right. And roll back down. Reach. So feel the stability and strength of your body. And one more each side. And then you're going to, for some reason I've been moving up when I did that. Maybe that's happened for you too. Then you're going to come back down and we're going to move up to the sacral chakra. So enter each area tenderly, loving as you go. So we're just going to start rocking here. So you're going to exhale, rock your pelvis forward. And inhale, tip it away. Exhale, rock forward. Inhale, tip away. So sacral chakra, the area of pleasure, sexuality, creativity, orange color. And then instead of just tipping, you're going to imagine your pelvis like a bowl, and we're going to circle it all the way around. So you're going to imagine drawing a circle. And we'll circle the other way. And then we're going to come back to the center and you're going to roll to your side and we'll come up and we'll move into the third and fourth chakras. We'll do them together. So you're going to come up onto your knees, standing on your knees. And you actually could do this whole sequence sitting in a chair if it's going to bother you to stand on your knees. So we're going to put our leg out to the side. If you were sitting in your chair, you would just sit in the chair and put your leg out to the side. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. You're going to inhale, exhale, side bend over your extended leg. And you're going to exhale, side bend over. So you're working your core and you're opening up your heart center here. Your third chakra, your power center, yellow. Your heart center, green, for love. Tim's going like this, but I thought you were doing this. And there were deer behind us on the last one. So I'm like, where are the deer? Okay, let's switch sides. And then we're going to come back to the first side. We're going to add on. So you're going to exhale, side bend. Inhale, up center. You're going to exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, side bend. You're going to lift your leg up. Come up. Exhale, fold forward. Roll up. Exhale, side bend. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. You're going to take your other leg out. You're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend over your straight leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, side bend to the other side. Going to reach up. I'm going to come back up. Exhale, fold forward. And roll up. And then we'll come back to the first side. You're going to take your leg out again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold forward, and then you're going to roll up. Exhale, side bend. This time you're going to lift your leg, you're going to bend it, and you're going to open your heart. Come back up. Forward fold. Roll up. And we'll bring your leg in. Bring your other leg out. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up, forward fold. Roll up. Exhale over to the open side. Reach up. You're going to bend your leg. Open your chest. Take your leg back out. Reach up. There they go again. 2 weeks in a row you get, dear. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. And roll up. Now, can I remember what I'm building in this sequence after I get distracted by deer? That's the question. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend over your bent leg. This time you're going to fold forward. You're going to twist and fold forward over the straight leg, Exhale, fold forward. Roll up. Over to the open side. Lift. Hold on to your foot open. Come back up. Forward fold. Roll up. Come down. I hope I'm doing this in order. Leg out to the side. Inhale up. Side bend over your straight leg. You're going to turn towards your straight leg. Fold forward over it. Fold forward in front. Roll up. Side bend to the other side. Reach up. Bend your leg. Open. Reach up again. Fold forward. Roll up. And down. That is the whole sequence. Good job, Melissa. You did it. That is your heart chakra and your solar plexus. We're going to come up to standing. Okay, so you just stand with your feet hip width apart, bend your knees slightly, let your tail drop so your low back is long. We'll work with the throat chakra now, which is bright blue. And you're going to start with your palms turned out. You're going to exhale, rotate your head one way. Inhale, rotate your head the other way. Exhale, rotate your head one way. Inhale, rotate your head the other way. So a lot of chi can get stuck in the neck. And then I don't know about you guys, but like I tend to get a lot of pressure in my head or buildup of energy in my head. And it really helps to get the chi flowing through the neck, through my neck. And then it just helps it all flow. And we'll do it the other way. Inhale to the other side. Exhale to the other side. Soft. We want to move with effortless effort. And then we'll come to the crown of the head. So for this one, you can inhale, take your arms overhead, lift your heel, exhale, lower your heel down. This is for balance challenge. Inhale, lift your opposite heel, bend your knee. Exhale, lower your heel, straighten your knee. Okay, so that's if you have balance challenges. So crown of the head, over top of the head, your connection to spirit, the color is purple. And if you want to add more of a balance challenge, you lift your knee, exhale, and lower down. And you can think about what you want to gather in here. So whatever you need, you can gather in sunshine, joy, love, forgiveness, courage, strength, compassion, tenderness, generosity, intuition, relaxation. Whatever you want to gather in, you're going to gather it in down through your crown chakra, down through your third eye, through your throat, through your heart, all the way down in through your energy centers. Understanding, non-judgment. And then you're going to take this energy and you're going to store it in your lower belly, the base of your spine, in your lower dantian. So it's always with you. Whenever you need it, it's going to be stored there. And then we're going to come to a seated position. We're going to do a twist. Okay, from seated, you're going to, just thinking we might take a different leg position. Let's sit with your legs out long. And bend your right leg in. Wrap your left arm around it. Turn towards your bent leg. You can just lift and pull your flesh out of the way there a little bit. And just connect with all the chakras along your spine again, from the base, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And then come back to center and we'll switch legs. Lift your flesh out of the way, wrap your right arm around your left leg. And again, just mentally and visualize the chakras, root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye and crown. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then come back to center and we'll rest back for Savasana. Just notice how your spine feels. You can return to that breath we did at the beginning if you want, breathing up from the base of the spine along the back of your spine, over the crown of your head, exhaling down the front of your spine. Trace the river of life that flows through you, the luxuriously rising energies, gradually touching each of the centers along the spine. Savor every shimmer of color along the way. Enter each area tenderly, loving as you go. Finally, gently dissolving in the crown of the head. Then above, in the space above the head, a dawning of awareness. So gradually invite some movement into your body. You can bend your knees, roll to your side, pause there for a moment. And slowly make your way up to a seated position. We're going to gather the fruits of our practice first into ourselves, and then we're going to offer them out into the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to the happiness and freedom for all. So give yourself a thumbs up if you're feeling radiant, and put I'm loving as I go in the comments. Thank you so much for subscribing if you're not already subscribed. And I'd love it if you shared this video with a friend or somebody you work with, somebody you think that would like it, somebody who is doing yoga at home now. I want to remind you about our 5-day grounding earth element challenge. If you have been finding 2020 kind of making you stressed out and worried, and it's like bringing the energy up here into your head, and even just this time of year right now is naturally the time of earth, late summer, any season of transition, the last 18 days of any season, it lifts the energy up into our head. It causes us to overthink, and it causes us to worry. So over these 5 days, we're going to do practices that will take that energy with the stomach meridian and bring it back down and really root it down into the earth. We're going to do 5 live classes. I'm going to give you quick 10-minute things, just like we did in the 30-day challenge. And then there'll be time for us to talk together and share your insights and ask any questions that you have as well. So this is not going to be available here on the YouTube channel. You have to sign up for it. You have to go to melissawest.com/earth. Then you'll get emails that will tell you all about how to get the Zoom link to join us. And if you aren't available at the time when the live Zoom classes are, how to get the recordings for that. So that's available at melissawest.com/earth. And if you're a member, this will be like a warm up to our earth element retreat that's running from September 3rd through 6th. And so members are going to have a forum where they are going to have extra discussion and the option to have partners to support them through this experience as well. So little extras for members as well. So if you want to have that extra social support, which is just really amplifies the whole experience, you're welcome to join our membership as well. I'm sending you much love from beautiful British Columbia. May your joy be as deep as our Pacific Ocean. May you be as rooted as the old growth trees in our forest. May you be as strong as our mountains. Om Shanti. Namaste.